Hey guys, so I'm gonna film a video that I never thought I'd be filming, but here we are. Okay, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Violet, and in today's video, this is a little bit different, stepping outside my comfort zone. And I don't know, I'm just all about like vulnerability and kind of being vulnerable to like heal and move on. That's just me, that's just how I do it. And I decided to make this video because I just wanted, I don't know, I just felt like I was always like the odd one out, or that I was just weird, to be honest. But then when I just really started to internalize everything that I have experienced, everything just made sense, and I'm glad that everything happened the way that it did. And I'm glad that the timeline is the way that it is, because I have grown so much as a person and as a black woman. So let's just get right into the video. So the big question is, what was it? Why I have never been in a relationship before. Why I've never had a boyfriend. Disclaimer, I'm not someone who's like, I want a boyfriend, I don't like being single. That's just not me. So let's get that out the way real quick. I'm just saying my experiences with boys and how they changed my perspective on relationships. So if anyone really knows me, I do not have guy friends. Currently, I don't have guy friends, and that's for a reason. I think that's definitely for a reason, and I'm gonna get into that. But to kind of like give some backstory, in elementary school and parts of middle school, I had guy friends. I never felt uncomfortable. I never felt insecure. It just was, oh, you're a friend that happens to be a guy, cool. You know, it was never something that came to my thought or something that I had to ponder on for too long. So that was just how it was. But it's when guys started being guys that made me change my perspective on the male species. So let's get into it. I don't even think I've told my mom about this, but she's gonna watch this video, so hey girl. But let's get into it. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is how boys, some of them, made me physically uncomfortable. So I went to after school and like summer camp. It was like the same program with these boys. So after school, like as I said before, like, oh, conversations, like I would say like acquaintances, like, okay, hey, like we go to the same program, you know, we're in the same group because we're in the same grade, you know, kind of that type of dynamic or whatever. So as I said before, I never felt like uncomfortable. I was just doing me or whatever. So I remember in the like 7th grade is when they wanted to I don't know what their intention was. Maybe they thought that it was funny, but it wasn't funny to me. They would comment or like say how, you know, my butt is big and all this type of stuff. Mind you, I'm in the 7th grade. I'm not even a teenager yet. I'm going through, you know, puberty. I'm growing up, and it just made me feel like, why are you looking back there? Like, what are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff. I'm not gonna say, hey, like, it just made me feel uncomfortable. It made me feel uncomfortable. And sometimes they felt bold enough to, you know, touch me unwantedly. And at the time, obviously I was just very like upset. I'm like, you know, sometimes we would walk into the gym and they would just run up and, you know, that type of stuff, and it made me feel uncomfortable. Like, I don't think anyone wants to be touched or even looked at or talked about that way unwantedly. That made me feel very very uncomfortable. And right away they were cut off, like, don't talk to me, don't look my direction, like, I don't know you, you don't know me, bye. Bye, 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 bye. Okay. So that just till this day I can't even look at those boys. Two of them actually go to my high school, so we went to middle school and high school together. Next we're gonna be talking about how a few other guys, a different set of boys that made me feel uncomfortable in my own skin. So I'm dark skinned. The lighting of the camera and the lighting in my room might not be able to like show how dark I am, but I am dark skinned. And I think people don't understand how hard and detrimental those dark skin jokes can really be. So they would joke, let's say, oh Violet, you're as dark as a chalkboard, or Violet, or if the lights are off, Violet, I can't see you, or just silly jokes like that. Like at the time, like I would laugh, but like it wasn't funny because it made me feel like, why are they pointing out that I'm dark skinned? Number one, what's the joke? Number two, because they're pointing it out, I'm gonna think that it's something negative. I'm gonna think that there's something wrong with me. So I was just like, dark skin equals ugly. That's how I thought, because that's how they made me feel, ugly. It took me a really long time to even look in the mirror and tell myself that I'm beautiful. I will never forget this one time, and that's when I just realized like something is messed up. Like I need to change my thought process, because I was literally like in the Chinese store with my best friend, and they had like a mirror against the wall, and like we were waiting to order. I looked at myself and I just said, ew. I didn't even see myself. I didn't even like see myself like, oh, you know, maybe your hair is ugly or maybe whatever. Like I just saw my skin. I just saw my reflection through the mirror, and I was like, ew. And I was like, Violet, like, no girl, no girly. And it was hard because one of the boys that talked about me like that, I don't really care, this is YouTube, hello, we're all about vulnerability and moving on. I had a crush on him in the past. So yeah, like in the past, like we were friends. Like I thought like we were friends, you know what I'm saying? Like to kind of explain that, okay, like I had a crush on him and then we were friends, but film still linger, but we were friends. I thought we were friends, and I felt very hurt. I felt very hurt that someone that I thought that was my friend. So yeah, I was hurt that someone that I thought was my friend made me feel like ugly and disgusting. And from there it was chop chop. I can't look at you the same. So I think a common thing is when someone makes me feel uncomfortable or makes me feel less than, I cut them off. Like not even like close off, like don't look at me, don't talk to me. That's just how I was. So like the I guess over sexualization of my body, and then also someone making my skin tone feel insignificant or ugly or disgusting, just really impacted my views on myself and as well as other boys. Because in my mind it's like, okay, how do other people view me? What are they viewing from their lens? And I became like very insecure, because I'm like, hey, like if these people are viewing me in this lens, I don't like that. And that made me feel so uncomfortable, so you know. And I just never really had guy friends. I never really talked to guys. I was very insecure, but also I'm just a naturally shy person, so I'm just naturally shy. But I think because of what I went through, especially because I thought, oh, those people were my friends, I was like, yeah, I don't really want guy friends after how I was treated. You know what I'm saying? So now from here, I'm all about growth and I'm all about growing, and I just want to let this all go. I have worked so hard on myself. Okay? I worked so hard on myself because I am a highly validated queen, and that's on period. I have an amazing body, and I don't care what people might think or how people might view myself. I am beautiful, and it took me a while to get here. It didn't take me 2 months. It probably took me years, literally years to get here. But I'm here. I'm here. And as I said before, like, I think God put me through what I went through so that I can grow and learn more about myself in that way. And also too, I'm thankful that I was a shy, insecure girl around guys, because even in my very like young teenage years, I was still formulating my opinions about relationships and about sex. So I'm glad that I didn't have the opportunity. I'm glad I even have the opportunity to make some of the mistakes that I felt like I would have made if I was dating when I was not ready. So now I think this is the portion that you guys are all waiting for. Just kidding. I think I'm in a place right now where I'm really confident in myself. I'm confident in my relationship with God, and I've learned so much about relationships and about sex. I think the biggest thing is just learning the love of God, like, first and foremost, because if a man doesn't know the love of God, he can't love me the way that I deserve to be loved, in the way that I desire to be loved. And also too, through a Christian lens, I was able to watch a few sermons on relationship goals by Pastor Mike Todd. He's a pastor at Transformation Church. He has a whole series, and I think he even had Relationship Goals Reloaded. So he has a bunch of sermons talking about relationships from before you are with the person, and just many different things. Even he talks about sex and soul ties, and I'm glad that I know what I know now, because back then I did not know what I needed to know. You feel me? So I'm just like really excited about where I am right now, and I'm going to college soon. And I'm not saying like, oh, college is the time and I'm looking for a boyfriend. That's not what it is, you know? But I think I've grown so much, and I'm going to be going into an environment where things are different. And I think I'm glad that I've grown so much, so that if, you know, God happens to put someone my way, you know, I'm where I need to be, and mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, in order for that to happen. And also, what am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying. I forgot. I forgot what I was trying to say. I definitely forgot what I was trying to say. That's really funny. But yeah, so I think kind of backtracking too, I think because of like everything that I've been through, and also my view on the male species, I've literally talked myself into believing that I'll be single forever, and I've been trying to be very content with that, and I am content with that. Hello. But if it's not meant for me, hello. Okay, bye. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how things go, but I've grown a lot, and that's the tea. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe. Peace.